To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So I'm here at the storm shelter that I've been working on. It really doesn't look like I've done much, but if you look at the mounds of dirt, I feel like I've done pretty good with the shovel. So yesterday I got this big concrete block out of this hole right here. I had to pull that out. So now I have a hole that's 3 foot deep. It's also filling up with water, which I kind of expected. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna start digging a ditch down this direction, which means I gotta go 4 foot deep. This is 3 foot deep right here. And I want the storm shelter or root cellar, whatever you wanna call it, to go down 4 feet. So I still gotta go down another foot. But I don't wanna start digging in water. That'd be a mess and hard to dig out. I guess I'll stop right now on digging out the shelter area and I'll start working on the ditch area to get this water to drain off. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I fear that I'm going to run into another one of these, at least right where I'm sitting. Probably right in this area here. So I'm going to start working on that, see where we go. And then I'm going to start talking about some of the plans I got coming up next week. As you know, I want to finish up the well house or start the well house, or that won't be hard to do. It's just 3 walls. I can literally build the walls on my porch, carry them over, and install them, and then build an 8 foot roof, 8 foot square. And then I'm gonna start working on the porch roof. We've talked about that quite a bit. I'm finally ready to do that. Neither one of these projects should be very difficult. The most difficult part about the porch roof is pouring concrete into buckets. All right, so I've got the hole dug out a little bit bigger. And like I've said in previous videos, I'm only working about a half hour a day. Figure in 2 weeks, 16 days or so, that will give me, you know, an 8-hour work day. I don't have to work very hard at this. There's just no reason to. I'm doing it by hand. As you can see here, I pulled out more slabs and rock. That one there, I had to kind of chip out. It was I guess bedrock or you know, whatever. But I just chipped it out with the shovel, so that wasn't too hard. But I got 2 more concrete slabs out. So you can see that right down there is 3.5 feet. Well, it's actually 3 feet 5 inches to the bottom of this board. So the bottom of that board comes up to here. So I want to go 4 feet deep. So I'm getting there. Right there where you see the water, there's a rock there, so I'm gonna have to chip that out. Of course, I want to continue to make my ditch. Now the ditch will get shallower as it goes downhill. It'll go, you know, from 4 feet deep to 0 feet down there. Talked to Carolyn again, and she's quite excited about how fast this is going. I am too. I'm actually surprised. It's going pretty quick. I'm expecting it's going to take a year, so if I can get it done in 6 months, that'd be great. So my next project, though, I'm going to have to stop on this because Monday we're going to go get materials for the well house. I told you that. That's not going to be too big of a deal. I'm going to try to use scrap materials I got laying around here. You'll see down there by the camper probably. I got some scrap wood. I'm going to use scrap wood for that. It doesn't have to be that solid. And then I'm just going to use that silver metal I've used for everything, the chicken coop and all that. So I got scrap materials all around here that I'm going to use for that. When I build this, the roof to the porch, I've got the materials for that already kind of stored away in here. Got 2x4s and 2x6s. Now these 2x4s are 24 feet long, and then I got 2x6s over there. Those are 16 feet long. So I got plenty of materials for the porch, and all I'm going to do is make 2x4s into 4x4s. I'm just going to sandwich them together. I'm going to buy buckets, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but it doesn't really matter. I like the idea. So I'm going to buy a bucket just like this. I'm going to fill it up with concrete. And then I'm going to stick my 2x4 down in it and let it dry, let it harden. And then I'm going to slide the 2x4 along with the bucket right up against this board here. So I'll have to cut this board off, obviously, you know, back, flush. And then I'll screw that 2x4 into this. So that'll keep it from, you know, floating around and moving around with the concrete, and then I'll have a little bit of support with this. That'll also strengthen the porch up. The porch is a little wobbly because it's on an old trailer frame, mobile home trailer frame. So that'll strengthen that up a little bit. And then I'll just go up, well, I think I'm gonna go up, I don't know, 7 feet on this side and 8 feet on that side. And I know, oh, you gotta have greater pitch than that. So this is gonna be like a lean-to porch. So it's just gonna lean from the 8 foot down to 7 foot over a 10-foot span. And I know I'm gonna hear people are gonna say you're gonna have a bigger pitch than that. But remember, it's a porch. And it really doesn't matter if it leaks a little. If it leaks, it's a porch, it's no big deal. All of this is pressure treated wood. So it's not gonna rot it. And if anything up here gets wet that's not pressure treated, I can literally silicone around the leak. When I come over here, I don't have a lot of room. This is as high as I can go, is right here. So that's probably 8 feet there, whatever that is, down to the porch. Then I come down here. Well, if I go much lower than 7, I could go 6.5 feet. But if I go much lower than 6.5 feet, then I'm going to be bumping my head to go across the bridge. Well, I don't want that. I've talked to a carpenter about it, and he said, yeah, you're right. It's an outside porch. I'm going to have 2x6s, so the load over a 10-foot span isn't going to be that bad. Now, my load is going to be this way, so it's actually 12 feet, because this is 12 by 10. Now, what we're going to use is that material that looks like it's got the bumps like the metal material I just showed you, but it's clear. Carolyn wants to have a clear ceiling here for her plants and stuff, so she can put them out on the porch and grow them. Now the thing is during the summertime, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's very hot, but you got to realize we are surrounded by trees, so it's shaded most of the day up here. It's very comfortable. Now, like I said, with the well, not going to be complicated. I'm just going to build the 3 walls. I could do it right here. I could build a wall, lay it down, build a wall, lay it down, and then take it over there and assemble it. And the roof isn't going to be much harder. It's just a little bigger. The walls are going to be 4x4, and the roof's going to be 8x8. So, not a hard job at all. This is Thursday, so we'll go up to Home Depot on Monday and buy the components. Now, before I let you go, I want to show you something. I didn't realize how many people didn't know what slime was. Slime is a tire repair product. It's a liquid. It's like Fix-A-Flat, I guess. Maybe you've heard of Fix-A-Flat. I like slime. It allows you to have a puncture after you put it in, and then it'll seal it up after you've already put it in. Now, slime comes in 2 different brands. It has it for tubeless tires. Comes in the blue, and then for tube tires you have to buy the red. It says tube sealant right here. So I got this for the lawnmower because the lawnmower doesn't have tubes, and I got this for my little wagon. So we're gonna put the slime in the wagon real quick. I've used this, gosh, 20 years. I've had it in all my lawnmowers. Bicycles, this is really good for bicycles. I don't even think you can buy a bicycle anymore. At least 10 years ago, you couldn't buy a bicycle without it already in the tube. Okay, so the other day I showed you my wagon tire was flat. This has a tube in it. The way you know it's got a tube is because the valve stem will move around like that. On tubeless, the valve stem is actually sealed up against the rim here, so it wouldn't move. Now, before you get started, you have to flatten the tire. And so they give you actually a tool to do that with the slime. It's the cap. It will actually remove the valve in the valve stem here. You just take this, stick it in there, and you can screw that out. Now, you got to be careful because if this was full of air, it's going to shoot out and fly across. Well, you got to put this back. You got to save it. So you got to be careful that doesn't fly across the room and you lose it. And then you take this tube that comes with it, you take the tube out, and you stick it on the valve stem. And then you take the slime and you stick the slime on the other end. And then you just squeeze. But before you squeeze, you got to take the cap off and remove the seal. And then you squeeze. So right here, you'll see it has little marks. That mark right there is the one we're going to. So you'll run the green, you'll see the green, we'll run that down to there. Okay, so I got my little air pump. Now the thing about this air pump is it plugs into the cigarette lighter of your car, like that. Well, the nice thing about my generator that I use to charge my batteries and run all my electrical appliances is it has a cigarette lighter port also. And now all you got to do is you got to roll it around for a bit to make sure that that slime seals that hole. So got the slime put into the tires of the lawnmower. What I forgot to mention is I bought a bumper for the lawnmower also. I've had 2 other lawnmowers in my life. This is the 3rd one, but every one of them I've busted up the hood. But since this is a John Deere, of course, you'd want to just replace the hood if you ever broke it. So I thought, you know what, I'll just go ahead and buy the bumper. It was like $50. Always something to do when you're living your dream. I hope I can inspire you to find something to do every day so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.